Yeah, so Juventus, they get up and running 3-2, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I think. Gotta give a shout out to Chievo, making it very difficult for Juventus, not making it easy for them and really putting pressure upon them. How do we break this down? I think when you have like a new player coming in, there's definitely going to be some readjustment. And I think for Allegri, it's a learning process. I think for Allegri, I think he knows that the lineup and the setup in the first half wasn't it. It wasn't it. I believe Cristiano was perhaps playing as a striker there with Dybala on one side, Douglas Costa as another side. That really wasn't working too well. So because I think as the ball was coming up to them, they really weren't giving Chievo enough issues and enough problems. And I think that, obviously they get the goal to go ahead with. And I think once Chievo then equalized and got that second goal, you saw it was really hard for Juventus to really be able to really mount the kind of pressure to be able to utilize them. And I think that once Allegri brought on Mandzukic, a recognized striker that was used to playing as a striker, it freed up Cristiano and it's freed him up a lot more. But I think, look, man, you've got to look at the debut of Cristiano and I think what he can bring. And I think you actually see what he can bring as opposed to Higuain. I think Cristiano is far more mobile. He is dangerous on the counter-attack because I think his speed and his awareness of the flick on, the one-touch and his off-the-ball movements makes him tough, great and effective in the counter-attack. And I think also as well just his presence and his ability in the box. So Juventus now know, I think Allegri will be walking on the training ground of like, look man, Sandro, Pjanic, all you boys, let us focus on getting quality deliveries into the box. If it's a cutback, make it a good quality cutback. Get to the byline, get a good quality cutback. If it is putting a cross into the box, make sure that it is good, it is covering in there, and it is trying to utilize this guy's amazing heading and jumping ability. So I think for Juventus, remember, it's the first game, so obviously they weren't really fully sharp. Perhaps a few tired, slow legs. And I think for Chievo, because they're playing Juventus, they made it hard for them. You've got to give a shout out to Jacqueline, who I thought was one of the best players on the pitch. Playing in a team who are far inferior to Juventus, he was able to make very good, big, huge, effective plays that were able to put Chievo almost in a position to actually win the game, actually get something from the game. But I think you just saw what Juventus are about and their fighting spirits of Bernardeschi getting that winning goal. Because again, you just knew that is what has really been the MO of this team. That yes, they have the squad, they have the skill, they have the talent, but it's their fighting spirit and their character. And I think at 2-2, most things were like, fine, boom, we're toned down 2-2, it's alright. But they were able just to keep on rushing through and getting the 3-2. And give a shout out to Bonucci as well. I think for Bonucci, there were people that were like, okay, alright. This guy has come back. Is he coming at his best? It's too early to judge whether he's come back to his best because, again, he wasn't really fully tested enough by Chievo. That will come when they face Napoli, Roma, Inter Milan, and so forth. But it is still promising. And I think it's the best thing to do when you're coming back under a uneven cloud is to get a goal. And a key goal for it to make it 2-2. But I think, for Juventus, I think for Allegri, I just think he needs to figure out what works for the team. I do think that Khedira, I'm not sure whether he can give Juventus a full season in the trenches of midfield. We already know what Pjanic can do. I don't know how quality is. But I think that is why Emre Can is. And I think Emre Can is the younger legs, far more mobile and far more free to be able to affect the game. So I think, for Juventus, I think the key thing for Allegri is that let's just get those 3 points. But there's definitely stuff to work on. But I think rather than stuff to work on, I think they just need a few more games for them to really get the match sharpness. Because this is the first game, so the match sharpness I don't think is really fully there. But also as well, you saw what Costa did, and I think Costa has a vital role to play in this team. And I think what needs to be cultivated is an understanding between Costa, Dybala, and Cristiano. But that is where Allegri's management has to come in, because I feel that from watching that, they need a striker. So whether it's Mandzukic or someone, they need a target man striker. So once you have a target man striker, then the issue is how do you create a situation where you have Dybala, Costa, and Cristiano in a team? For me, I just feel that something that can be worked upon is you have Cristiano on the left. You have Douglas Costa on the right. So they can both cut in on the inside as attacking forwards. And you have Dybala in a number 10 position, but he can drift in deep, collect the ball from midfield and be able to now penetrate through the middle and really try and actually be a playmaker in the center of the pitch rather than him being put outward. I think that may be something to do, because I think that having you can't bench Costa, Cristiano or Dybala. They can't. All three of those guys have to play. But I think the setup they had in that first half, I don't think that works. I think Cristiano works as a wide man. I think he definitely works as a wide man, because I think especially when it comes to counter-attacking abilities and teams who want to sit deep, you want Cristiano out wide and you want him to be able to really get out wide, cut in on the inside or get out wide, beat his man and be able to stretch the player and attack the opposition from where there is space much more wide. So I think, look, overall, man, I think Chievo made it hard for them. I think it is good that a team that are so inferior were able to make it so difficult for Juventus. But it was always going to be a bit tough. It was always going to be hard. It was never going to be easy. But at the end of the day, they gave a good game in front of their fans. But Juventus is an important 3 points, and they move on. And then it's really all about how well can Cristiano adjust. I think it was a good start, but the games will be tougher, and he has a target on his back, and it will just be about how well can he be able to get those goals, get free, and be able to be effective and really be the man that we know he can be, the goal-scoring dude.